What up? It's your boy Vigilante Styles here. And you like my waifu shirt? Oh yeah, got my fucking waifu shit going on. Don't judge, by the way. Don't judge. It's my kind of shit that I like to do. Okay, I like my waifus. Okay. So anyhow, beyond that. So we're gonna mix a song called Bruises by Annica Rose. And this time I decided, this is kind of growing on me now, guys, is the SSL 9000J. It really is. I went and looked at it under Plugin Doctor again, and I have found that it does have low-level harmonics. So I thought that I was hearing that, but I was thinking I was reading Plugin Doctor wrong, and I thought it was just noise. But actually, if you were to drive the gain up, then you can see the harmonics are there. But they're low level, so it's low level harmonics around the same level as the noise. But there is harmonics here. So that's a nice thing, which that's actually true to the real console. What did I say Super Analog was? It's mostly clean, but there's a little bit of harmonics. And that's exactly what is in the SSL 9000J. So I said, you know what? I probably need to work with this because it's pretty clean sounding, but it's not digital sounding. Okay, it's digital, yes, because this is the computer I'm mixing on, but it's not digital sounding. It still has an analog flavor to it, but a very clean analog sound. So I was like, you know what? I need to use this, and I just need to stick with it. I know I like the older SSLs, but for a lot of people, they probably think it's too warm for a lot of the modern stuff. And I figured that I could probably mix like old school stuff with it, SSL 9000J as well. It's just my mastering. I'll have to master it a little warmer, but otherwise I can definitely mix with this. And this might be my Desert Island plugin. This is my Desert Island console. In the box console here. So once again, bus compressor. And then, of course, I'm just doing the balance just to control the gain going into Abbey Road Studio 3. Today we're in Abbey Road Studio 3. Why is that? Because look what's in front of us. That's an SSL 9000J, I think. I actually think that this is a 9000J that we're looking at right here. It's a 9000. It's an SSL 9000 of some kind. It could be a K series, but I think it's a J from what I remember. They don't have that in this particular control room anymore, but they did at the time when they modeled this. So I figured that this control room should then be outfitted with a 9000J because that's similar to the console that they use in the actual studio from what we're seeing. And we should be, so which means that when they tune the room and they tune the way that the what do you call it? When they tune the way like the EQ of the room and all that other stuff, well, you know, I mean, they did it based on sound they were passing through this console, is what I'm thinking. When they were doing the science sweeps and all that other stuff to like figure out the dimensions of this, I figured that this console played a part in the reason why the reason why the control room has that sound. So in a way, we've recreated their control room. So we're virtually mixing in that control room today. These are stems. These are not individual tracks. But still, we're going to mix it. So they're kind of pre-mixed, but not totally pre-mixed. So we can definitely still put our own sonic imprint on this. And then, of course, on top of it all, in the next session, we're going to do mastering. And I got this new free plugin from Isotope called Audio something. What is this called? I have no idea. It's Audio something. Audio Lens? I think it's Audio Lens. And so I was like listening to a whole bunch of shit on YouTube, like high quality. Like I was looking for like the high quality songs and stuff, and or straight from the actual artists, you know, like page. So you would think that they have the highest quality version coming off their YouTube instead of like some third party dude, you know, some guy who like put a 128 kilobyte MP3 thing or whatever up, you know. So I was able to get some good EQ curves, right? And I like this whole thing that you can just grab these EQ curves and not have to like go, you know, download the actual audio file. You can just have it in there. I know I don't have Ozone 10, but I know that on Ozone 10 you can actually master to those curves. But I'm just going to master to the curves. I'm going to treat it like using tonal balance control. I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to aim for this curve, and I'm going to also check it with tonal balance control, and I'm going to use Ozone. The reason why is because when I'm mixing with the 9000J, Ozone, you kind of want a clean master. The idea is that all the music that's going through a 9000J is going to be more modern, and modern music is very, very clean. So yeah, there's a little harmonics. We got harmonics in the 9000J, very low level. We got some harmonics out of the bus compressor. But there's no tape machine, there's none of that. Like, that's what I'm saying by clean. We're not doing tape machine, we're not doing any more THD than that of what is in the bus compressor and the console plugin. And that's that. And this has a high bandwidth too on the top and bottom for sure. So that's why I feel like this is a good one to do a lot of modern stuff on, and it's a good all around console emulation / channel strip. So when it came to mastering, I kind of felt like I was taking away from the high fidelity sonics that this thing produces by trying to throw more grit, more saturation over it. So I was like, no, I'm going to use Ozone. We're going to use the Master Assistant, and then we're going to fine tune the Master Assistant's recommendations. And we'll back off or add something to it or whatever until we feel we have a perfect master. So that's what I'm going to do in the mastering section, so you guys can see that. But anyway, let's go with the mix, and let's get this shit out of the way. Let's go. Oh, you know what? I do need to. I'll keep the microphone on while I'm mixing. But let me start with the kick drum. All right. So you see the signals coming in really hot here. I want to control that input. I could do it on the plugin, but my thing is the signal flow of that kick drum is already gone into the plugin, so I want to control the gain before it goes into the plugin, right? So I'm just going to back off on it a little bit. Okay, we're still getting action on the compressor. Let me back off on it a little more. Yeah, I mean, okay, a little bit's fine. It's not the end of the world. All right, so first thing I want to do is I want to close the gate. And then we're going to go ratio all the way to the right, release all the way to the left, and adjust threshold. Let me make sure that my room is set to my head. And oh, okay, yeah. If you have Sennheiser HD 280 Pros, put those on while watching this, because that's what I'm using for my room. All right, let's put some bottom on this. I do want to hear the fidelity of the top on the kick drum a little. That's pretty good. I think I can make this a little bit louder. Yeah. That should be good. Yeah, because we kind of want to feel this. Oh, do want it, right? Holy cow, there's some fucking... Let me throw a limiter at the end of this here. I don't want anything clipping into what you guys are hearing or what I'm hearing either. this bass. I do want to control the input gain on this one too. It's these tracks are really hot, so. Alright, let me gate the noise. Let me check the kick drum. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm gonna make sure. When you're doing SSL style mixing, you should usually EQ into the compressor. That's just what a lot of people who use the actual consoles do. And I figure if you're chasing that sound, you should do that. But it's not a rule. I mean, you could EQ after the compressor if you want, if you think that sounds good. Let's just make sure we know where our snares are starting. Snare. Oh, that's a verb. Verbed stem. Sounds like it's kind of a background snare of some kind, but I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in. Here's some clarity on the top of that, you know. So we'll have that down a little bit lower because we have a drum kit stem and we have top drums. So we'll start with the drum kit. I don't like those drums at all. We'll make them work. I'm kind of thinking that it should kind of have a lo-fi effect to it. I'm thinking the top drums are going to be cleaner sounding. Yeah, much better. Yeah, the top drums are definitely much better. Let's go ahead and mix those in. That's a really hot signal going into that. I want to back off on that, so I'm going to go through a balance before it. Back off on that a little bit more. Let's add some weight. Add some top mid. Some low mid. was pretty decent. We'll go do the perk stem next. Here, let's go back to the nears. Where's the perk stem? Oh, it's not a lot going on there. Let's see. It's like a fill. That's what it sounds like more than anything. I go ahead and gate the noise. Let's go ahead. Infinity ratio and fast release. Computer keyboard's a little uneven. Yeah, it's kind of... let's do the keys. Let me save this. Let's go with an 8 ratio, medium release. Add a little threshold into that. Gate the noise. Alright, set the compressor after the EQ. Sounds like those are kind of harsh. I want to take some bottom, add some low mid to it. Those are really, I don't know what you would say. They're really saturated. So, that's another reason why I want to go clean with these mixes. You got a lot of tracks a lot of the times are already pretty saturated, so you just don't want to keep adding more to that, you know? So I wanted to warm up the guitars, so that's why I took off some top and top mid. Let's bring it back to guitars. Must have been around. Synths. Let's do 8 on the ratio. Set the range. What I mean by range is I'm gating the noise. Kind of has an 80s feel. I like this. This is the effects stem. So apparently there's only effects right here. This is the effects stem. Yeah, whatever the hell that was. We'll just start with a ratio with 8 and work from there. And I wanted to make sure we gate this noise. Yeah, these are really saturated tracks. All right, let's go ahead and start with the vocal lead stem here. We're gonna try to determine if there was any like serious processing on the vocals already. If there is, I'm just gonna work it with the channel and that's it. If there's not, then I'll probably put an 1176 on before the channel, and then de-ess it afterwards. So let's hear it first. You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. It's really bright and kind of harsh sounding. I want to tame that best I can. I think if I add any more compression other than what I'm doing here on the channel, it's going to ruin it. So it's just gonna bring up the sibilance is gonna be worse than it already is. So you're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns off for safety. I wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know if you can make it up. So the reason why I boosted the low mids and I cut at the high mids and the high frequencies because a lot of the harshness is coming in the high mids, and on that very top high frequency, the frequency knob is already, set to 7.5 kilohertz. That's a good area to take things down, and we have a shelf anyway. And then just a high mid bell here where we're doing a cut here at 3.2K. And then I'm adding about 1 decibel on the low mids at 1K. And then I'm just kind of cutting, I'm cutting at 230 hertz, which is kind of usually a range where things can be pretty muddy. So, that's why I don't really mess with these knobs. They're in a good spot already, unless there's just an absolute problem I have to deal with. And even then, I probably will just grab like a, Pro Q3 or something and just go look for that resonance and get rid of it, and then just continue mixing like I do here. There's no rules really to doing that, but I wanted to clean up that vocal. It sounded pretty harsh. You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. I am gonna put a de-esser after it, so it's this is a free one. I get it from Analog Obsession. It's fucking amazing. It's called Lotus or Load ES. Anyway, I like to turn band on and then apply threshold. You'll hear it. You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. You're blowing smoke up in the... Yeah, you hear how it really tamed that sibilance good. I don't know what it's supposed to be emulating. I know it's like a hardware de-esser. It's what it's supposed to sound like, which is better than Pro DS, Fab Filter. It's just got a hardware vibe to it and a really smooth reaction to sibilance. You're blowing smoke up in the air. You're blowing smoke up in the air. You're blowing smoke up. I'm listening for that tss. That's why I want to hear that tss in there, but not too sharp. You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns off for safety. I wanna know, I gotta... Let's switch to the mains. I want to make sure that the vocals are coming in good on this. These mains are pretty balanced. You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns off for safety. I wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know if you can make it all my life. What a lonely fight for a feeling you don't have to hide. Fight for a reason you don't have to fight. Everybody made. God, what a piercing vocal that is. You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire.
baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns off for safety. I wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know if you can make it home alive. What a lonely fight to fight for a feeling you don't have to hide. Cry for a reason you don't have to cry. Everybody made choosing. It's a fantasy, twisted tales that only you believe. Lie to your friends and all your family. Makeup will cover your excuses and doesn't cover up your blues.
Yeah, so let's do the background vocals.
You're blowing smoke up in the air like
Ah, there's sibilance on those too. Jeez. Throw that in there. Let's work that. Well, before I work it, let's work on the compression and EQ.
you're blowing smoke up in the air. You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on. You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on.
See, another thing I was saying earlier is when I boost the low mid frequencies, it's going to change the structure, the overall EQ balance. When I'm taking down the high, because that's working against the high mids and the high frequency. So by adding body, basically that's what the low mids is, adding body to the vocal, taking away from this the annoying sibilance on the top and taking away from that sharpness. She's just got a sharp voice, maybe the microphone they use or something. Just getting rid of that, but then getting rid of that low end stuff too. You don't need that low end information competing with your bass and frequencies and whatnot. So I try to cut that when I can. So the top cut, very low frequency cut, and then a boost in the low mids, and it just kind of brings that body up.
You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know. You're blowing smoke up in. You're blowing smoke up in the air. You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns off for safety. I wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know if you can make it home alive. What a lonely fight to fight for a feeling you don't have to hide. Cry for a reason you don't have to cry.
Alright, so they have vocal effects. I'm guessing this is going to be probably reverbs.
You're blowing smoke up in the air like
I was right. Let's work the reverb.
you're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like.
I'm doing about 8 ratio on the reverb.
You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns off for safety.
No, I kind of want the reverb to occupy more of the mid-range and not the top or the bottom.
You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns off for safety. I wanna know.
But ultimately, once again, more body in the vocal, even on the reverb, so I want more low mid.
You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns off for safety. I wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know if you can make it home alive. What a lonely fight to fight for a feeling you don't have to hide. Cry for a reason you don't have.
So I wanted the reverb to be present, but not overbearing. Well, it looks like we got everything. Let's go ahead and glue this.
You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns off for safety. I wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know if you can make it home alive.
So you want to aim
What a lonely fight to fight
about
for a feeling
2 decibels of gain reduction on the bus compressor. This is called cross-eye technique here. Slowest attack, fastest release. so when I turn my head in this, I want to listen for anything that's really annoying when I turn my head. Because in reality, people are not going to be facing the speakers directly. So I want to make sure that there isn't some frequencies just popping out and getting really annoying in one ear. Okay, so let's go.
You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns are for safety. I wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know if you can make it home alive. What a lonely fight for a feeling you don't have to hide. Fight for a reason you don't have to cry. Everybody may choose it. There's a fantasy, twisted tales that only you believe. Fighting friends and all your family. Make up will gather your excuses. It doesn't cover up your
Near fields.
You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns are for safety. I wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know if you can make it home alive. What a lonely fight for a feeling you don't have to hide.
We can add some more bass.
Reason you don't have to cry. Everybody may choose it. There's a fantasy, twisted tales that only you believe. Fighting friends and all your family. Make up will gather your excuses. It doesn't cover up your Side outside of your body, how did pain become? You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns are for safety. I wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know if you can make it home alive. What a lonely fight for a feeling you don't have to hide. Fight for a reason you don't have to cry. Everybody may choose it. There's a fantasy, twisted tales that only you believe. Fighting friends and all your family. Make up will gather your excuses. It doesn't cover up your
We had to back off on that because that limiting your hearing is coming from listening in the studio and having the limiter past it.
You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns are for safety. I wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know if you can make it home alive. What a lonely fight for a feeling you don't have to hide. Fight for a reason you don't have to cry. Everybody may choose it. There's a fantasy, twisted tales that only you believe. Fighting friends and
Okay, so let's hear this without the room emulation now. And then I'll go ahead and mute the mic. Alright, so let's check this mix.
You're blowing smoke up in the air like you're on fire, baby. Calling for help, don't know you need like the guns are for safety. I wanna know, I gotta know, I need to know if you can make it home alive. What a lonely fight for a feeling you don't have to hide. Fight for a reason you don't have to cry. covered in bruises. How far you'd go to disappear, but I still see him, I see you, I see all your bruises. I see all your bruises.
Good. So those tracks were very saturated. That's why no extra saturation on any of this. This is a very saturated mix. Normally, mixes done with this SSL 9000J plugin are like way high fidelity than what you're hearing today. And you'll hear. You can look at some of my other videos where I've mixed with this plugin, or you can, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and excuse me. You can get my new videos. I'll be using this more often. It's grown on me. I've had it for a couple years, and I just off and on have been using it. And I always keep going back to the 4000 series SSLs because I like the kind of the warmth of it. But I don't know. I mean, the 9000J is growing on me. I am getting some pretty punchy mixes out of it. The Abbey Road Studio is interesting because the monitors they have in there are very, very like bright sounding, so it makes you want to tame it down, and you get more of these warmer sounding mixes with it too, which I think is pretty good. So we're gonna go into mastering now. I'm gonna go ahead and print this. We're gonna go to mastering, and we'll talk about some of the EQ curves that I think probably would fit this style of mix better. And we'll try to master to that, and hopefully we can get a real good sound out of that. Okay, well, anyway, thanks for watching this video. The mastering session is coming up right now.